Why would a 6-foot guard dare to throw punches at a 7-foot center? One clean uppercut instantly stunned Jordan Poole. In the third quarter of last night's Pelicans-Suns game, during a pick-and-roll play, Jose Alvarado was whistled for a push. The ref had already blown the whistle, but Mark Williams clearly wasn't happy and shoved him back. At just 6 feet tall, not even reaching Williams' shoulder, Alvarado wasn't backing down. He stepped up to argue, got shoved again by Williams, and the two immediately started swinging. Despite the massive size difference, Alvarado wasn't posturing. He threw a real uppercut that landed squarely on Williams' face, shocking everyone, including Jordan Poole standing nearby. Thankfully, refs and teammates stepped in before things got worse. Unlike many NBA scuffles where guys just wave their arms around, Alvarado actually went for it, even against someone far bigger than him. In a league built on elite physical gifts, a 6-foot Jose Alvarado has to play this way just to survive. Because he never wants to go back to those days of being wrongly blamed and unfairly treated. Back in 2017, at a luxury store in Hangzhou, a pair of $730 sunglasses suddenly went missing. Over the next 90 minutes, several more pairs disappeared from another shop nearby. The suspects were a group of tall foreign men, who also took 5 bracelets from a clothing store. The next morning, police detained 1 UCLA player and 3 Georgia Tech players for questioning. Both teams were in Hangzhou for the NCAA China Games and had free time the day before. Jose Alvarado was one of the Georgia Tech players taken in. Surrounded by angry-looking officers in a foreign country, Alvarado was terrified, repeatedly saying, "I didn't steal anything. I didn't." Police searched the team bus and their hotel rooms. After a full investigation, Alvarado and the others were cleared. The real culprit turned out to be LiAngelo Ball and 2 of his teammates. That misunderstanding nearly destroyed Alvarado's life. The day he left China, he thanked Chinese police on social media for clearing his name. But moments of helplessness like that weren't rare in Alvarado's life. Born in 1998, Alvarado grew up in a poor neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. As a kid, he was often around street toughs, but deep down, he disliked them. To avoid going down the wrong path, he used basketball to stay out of trouble. Even today, on the NBA stage, Alvarado stands just 6 feet tall, with no physical advantages whatsoever. It's hard to imagine how small he was growing up. His mom even joked that his height made basketball unrealistic. On outdoor courts, he was frequently bullied by older kids because of his size. Alvarado spent 4 years in college not because of loyalty, but because he knew no matter when he declared, he probably wouldn't get drafted. College at least gave him a chance to keep playing. In 2021, in his final year, he had no choice but to enter the draft. As expected, he went undrafted. The Pelicans picked him up anyway, offering a $460,000 contract. At 6 feet tall, surviving in the NBA is brutal, so he gave everything on defense. In real life, Jose Alvarado isn't a thief, but on the court, he turns into a true bandit. When opponents inbound the ball from the baseline, he'll hide in plain sight, waiting for the perfect moment. 1 second of carelessness, and the ball is gone. Sure, that sneaky steal has become Alvarado's signature move, but what truly allowed him to stick in the NBA is his relentless passion for the game and his obsession with defense. Don't forget, he was once named NCAA Defensive Player of the Year. After entering the NBA, he even forced Chris Paul, the so-called god of finding open space, into back-to-back 8-second violations in a playoff game. When asked about guarding CP3, he said, "I'm not trying to shut him down. I just want to make him uncomfortable." Every bit of that effort was about one thing: surviving in the NBA. Brandon Ingram, who used to face him every day in practice, described him as incredibly physical, everywhere at once, like a mosquito that never stops buzzing. constantly trying to drain you dry, the kind of defender who even earns respect from his opponents. In January 2022, the Pelicans faced the Sixers. 6-foot Alvarado was matched up with 7-foot Joel Embiid. During a box-out, the two exchanged words and both were hit with technical fouls. For Embiid, on a max contract, it was nothing. For Alvarado, making $460,000, he was almost in tears. "Joel, you know I can't afford this fine. Why you gotta do me like that?" After the game, Embiid reached out and offered to pay Alvarado's $2,000 fine. From an opponent came validation. Embiid said, "I love his energy. He plays hard." Even after the tech, he didn't back down. "It was just normal trash talk, that's basketball." He didn't flinch. "I respect that. I told him to keep grinding. He doesn't make what most guys do, and that tech was because of me. I didn't want him losing that money." At 6 feet tall, Alvarado survives on pure energy and non-stop defense. No matter how big the size gap, that toughness is his weapon. His grit isn't just personality, it's the only path for a player disadvantaged in height, draft position, and finances to survive at the highest level. From not being able to afford a fine to signing million-dollar contracts, he proved that a fighter's heart can bridge the talent gap. The Alvarado Mark Williams fight terrified Jordan Poole, who stayed on the perimeter and barely pretended to break it up, probably flashing back to that Draymond Green punch. Last night, with just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter, Alvarado argued a defensive foul call with Williams. They quickly tangled up. Williams grabbed Alvarado's jersey. Alvarado landed a punch to Williams' face. Williams immediately fired back. The sudden violence froze Poole, who awkwardly reached out from a distance, clearly unwilling to step in. Anyone who knows that Draymond incident still lives in his head. After review, both players were ejected. Alvarado ripped off his headband and sprinted to the locker room, but the story isn't over. Given the severity of the incident, the NBA may issue fines or suspensions, especially since Alvarado had preseason conflicts with Rockets players. Poole's visible fear became the most telling detail. It silently revealed how psychological scars linger on the court, and raises questions about how the league handles moments like this.